with equipment that is all sparkling clean and working perfectly, you really get more enthusiastic about your work. But they didn't just stop at cleaning the outside of the equipment. They got right inside and cleaned all the places that are normally difficult to see and hard to reach. These are the places where oil and sludge easily accumulate. As you can see from these examples, there is a dramatic difference between the before and after situations. This press pit used to be so covered in oil and scrap, it was almost impossible to walk around in it. Checking and maintenance had been ignored as well. But as a direct result of the cleaning, all the causes of the dirt could be found and removed, and breakdowns have been largely avoided since then. This is what it used to look like. As you can see, there's been a dramatic transformation. To get some idea of the challenges involved in TPM cleaning, let's look at how the workers in this factory dealt with various problem areas. The floor in this section used to be covered in oil and water, so the workers couldn't walk around without wearing special long boots and aprons. Ordinary safety boots wouldn't have lasted more than a month or so. The workers decided that what they all wanted was a workplace where it was possible to work wearing safety boots and ordinary overalls just the same as workers in other parts of the factory. Everyone in the group tackled the idea together with this main point in mind. After a long process of trial and error, they eventually developed this special platform to prevent the hot water from splashing all over them and onto the floor. The result? Clean, dry floors. Now they can all work in safety boots like everyone else, and they even worry about the slightest drop of water on the floor. Next, let's look at an oil accumulation problem to do with conveyor belt lubrication. This press has to be lubricated after every 3 pressings. The problem was that oil tended to get stuck on the molded products. It dripped first onto the conveyor belt and then either onto the frame or the floor. Because of this oil, dust and dirt got stuck to the belt and then to the products. If the products then moved on to the next press with dirt stuck to them, the result was an assortment of pimples, scratches, or surface unevenness. In other words, defective products. The challenge here then was to control the oil, both to stop the production of faulty products and also clean up the working area. The workers' first attempt at a solution was to wipe the oil off the belt several times a day, but this was not really very efficient. They then thought about ways of scraping off the oil, and at last they came up with the idea of inserting a sheet of metal underneath the conveyor belt to scrape the oil off as the belt passes. The oil is then concentrated at one point and collected at the base of the sheet. The problem was successfully solved. The next example is extremely simple, but it serves to avoid the spread of dirt very effectively. At first, the workers tried using very thin vinyl sheets, but the air pressure tended to blow these around. They then decided to use stiff plastic sheets instead, with 2 simple clips at the top to hold them in place. This made it easy to remove the sheets for cleaning as soon as they get dirty. This idea also avoided dirt spreading around the equipment and improved the general look of the workplace. The workers were all very satisfied with their creation. In this next case, before improvement, this machine had no spatter cover. Sparks flew everywhere. This was a particularly dangerous and uncomfortable workplace. The workers suffered a lot from burns on the skin and face, and nobody was very eager to work here at all. But not only that, sparks also flew off onto other equipment and contributed to breakdowns. They sometimes also pitted the surface of products, making them defective. A variety of tests were undertaken. The workers even experimented with cardboard boxes. And eventually a solution was found. This spatter screen was added to the machine to stop the sparks flying. As you can see, it almost completely prevents spatter. Other equipment and products are no longer affected by sparks, nobody suffers burns anymore, and general morale and efficiency have shot up. The mixing devices in the blending room used to be covered in powder used in the blending process. Workers had to spend at least 30 minutes every day cleaning the equipment. The workers decided to do something about improving the filtering system. Cleaning time was drastically shortened to no more than about 10 minutes a week. And the door that was originally installed to prevent powder from spreading outside the blending room now serves to prevent outside dirt from getting in. These red lines are known as disposal lines. The idea is that the bin should never be allowed to fill up to the brim and overflow. If the trash reaches the line, it's thrown out immediately. A simple but effective idea. All over the factory, the cleaning equipment